Welcome everyone, it's Dylan from Class 1A bringing another My Hero Academia chapter breakdown. This week we have chapter 358, The Guy Who's Made Some Progress. Is it just me or is these chapters getting very light novel-esque? I'm ready for the next one to be I defeated the world's greatest villain by eating my mentor's hair and then I became the #1 hero. We kick off the chapter back at Floating UA where Shigaraki's fighting Bakugo, Mirko, Best Genius, Edshot, and others from UA. Shigaraki is throwing his hands all over but the heroes are keeping up. Even without his quirk, Shigaraki is still giving the business to all of these heroes, and a lot of them are top ranked heroes. Also, it's a bit unclear how much of this is AFO and how much of this is Shigaraki, so I think for simplicity's sake, let's just keep calling him Shigaraki from here on out. And then we understand why Shigaraki is doing all of this. He's doing it to combat the destructive nature of Hero Society. And this is kind of interesting in the fact of he's doing this to essentially eliminate the classes that Hero Society is creating by turning them all into the exploitative class. Now obviously this is some mad villain shit and doesn't really make sense, but interesting to think about. But Bakugo is having none of it. He's ready to show off his new support item, the Suppressive Heavy Mobile Unit Strafe Panzer. Okay, and I just love the merging of the themes here of obviously Bakugo constantly using his tank themings and his moves and his abilities, but here we're seeing literal tank parts being put on this boy. And from what is shown here, it looks like he's going to be able to use these just to shoot in a bunch of different directions at once. But he can't take Shigaraki on by himself. He calls on everyone, Monoma, Aizawa, Kaminari, Momo. They're going to need everyone working together to take this villain down. Finally, we see the guy who's made some progress is of course Bakugo. Here we see Bakugo using teamwork. Obviously he's enjoyed training, but this is where the stakes are high and they are real. And that's where the real progress shows. But Bakugo fully rejects Shigaraki's view on Hero Society here. Yeah, things are bad, but this generation is pushing us forward in a better place. And I love how he also thinks back to Deku saving him all the way back in chapter 1, because yes, that is the type of moment that embodies what this new generation can do. So what does Bakugo do? Well, he calls Shigaraki a nutsack face and blasts him with his newly powered Howitzer Impact Cluster, which is where we end the chapter. Okay, so things are getting really real here at UA. So at first I thought it was just going to be a slow fight, maybe petering in and out, basically just to buy time for Deku. But I think Bakugo can give Shigaraki a real run for his money here. Now, don't get me wrong, I still think that Deku has to fight Shigaraki here at the end, but there's going to be an intense fight here, and expect next chapter for Shigaraki to up the stakes in some way. And so what to expect next here? Well, honestly, I have no idea what to expect next. I mean, we still got to see what's going on with AFO and his ace up the sleeve. There's something going on with Dabi's body. A bunch of stuff is happening with Deku where a ton of mystery figures is about to attack him. And of course, this fight here at UA. And that's not even counting all the other fights going on right now. There's so much going on right now, it's going to be hard to predict chapter by chapter what we're even going to see next. But regardless, it's going to be really hype and I love the journey that we're on here. This arc is absolute fire and I can't wait for the next chapter. But until then, thank you for watching and I'll see you next class.